This week, as we continue to self-isolate in response to the pandemic, in our cycle of Torah reading, we begin the third book of the Torah, Leviticus. Much of this book is devoted to instructions for making sacrificial offerings to God in the form of animals and grains. We read that when these sacrifices are burned on the altar, the smoke that goes upwards is, in Hebrew, reach nichoach, a pleasing aroma for God. That our ancestors believed that God would find the aroma of roasting flesh offered in the prescribed way pleasing is not so surprising when one considers the context of the ancient Near East and the way people in general back then sought to assuage and beseech the pantheon of gods. Yet the Hebrew word for sacrifice offers us an important clue as to the real purpose of the sacrificial offerings. In Hebrew, a sacrifice is a korban, and the Hebrew word korban is related etymologically to the word karov, to draw close. In a real sense, the sacrificial system was an attempt to draw close to God, to reach up to the heavenly realm and connect with a power greater than ourselves. When the sacrificial system ceased, nearly 2,000 years ago, due to the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem, prayer, study, and good deeds replaced sacrifice as our primary ways to approach God. Yet throughout the ages, there has been another way. The 20th century theologian Martin Buber identifies that approach in how we approach each other. God is present with us when we connect to another person in an authentic and meaningful way, in what Buber called an I-thou interaction. Too often, we treat the people we encounter as merely useful for accomplishing our ends. But God is present when we recognize each other as an other. God is present when we are conscious of the interconnection we share with someone else. At this time of social isolation, it is easy to feel distant from others and even fearful of them. It's easy to regard the people who deliver our groceries and Amazon packages or operate the checkout line at the grocery store as anonymous cogs in a giant machine. Yet each one is like a whole universe. And when we interact with each other with compassion and kindness and recognize the humanity in another, we draw spiritually closer, not just to the other person, but to the wellspring of possibility and hope we call God. While once our people drew close to God through korbanot, sacrifices, today more than ever we can draw close to God by picking up the phone and checking in on someone, by treating the delivery person as a person, by thanking the person we call on the helpline, and from 6 feet away, bringing a smile to the face of someone walking by. These too will be reach nichoach, pleasing aromas to God. I wish you and your family a peaceful, joyful, and healthy Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.